Is it ever a good idea to send a letter to USCIS? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. We had a couple situations lately where people came to us with screwed up immigration cases, and one of the main reasons their cases were screwed up, it was because they sent a letter to USCIS. Now obviously you can send USCIS general letters asking them questions about the status of your case and things like that. But the one time that you don't want to send a letter to the USCIS is when they've asked you for more information or you've already had your interview. Because generally speaking, if you're in a situation where you're having to write a letter to the USCIS to explain something, that tells me and tells us that the case is so complicated that you definitely need to have an attorney involved. So if you are finding yourself thinking about, even just thinking about sending a letter to USCIS, you really should go first talk to an experienced immigration attorney. Let me tell you what happened. So in this situation, a man had filed for an I-130 based on his marriage to a U.S. citizen. And he had had an arrest for domestic violence. And although the charges were ultimately dropped because his wife decided to not press charges, USCIS found out about it and asked him about it during his interview. And he was so distraught and upset after his interview that he thought it would be a good idea to write a letter trying to explain to USCIS why his case wasn't that serious, why it wasn't really abuse. And when you read the letter, every paragraph got worse and worse. His English wasn't fantastic, but more importantly, the substance of the letter was just terrible. He basically tried to justify why it was okay for him to have hit his wife in this one situation. Now, obviously, if he'd gone to see an attorney, no attorney would ever let him send a letter like that. There's absolutely no way that he could ever justify hitting a woman, specifically his wife, and there was no way that USCIS was going to say, oh, thanks for the letter. Now we know that we should just go ahead and approve this case. So now the guy's in serious trouble, mostly because he went to his interview without an attorney, but more importantly because he wrote this letter. So if you ever receive a request for evidence or a continuance of your immigration case, and you're being asked to provide additional documentation, that is generally a really good sign that you need help. You're not going to be able to get this approved on your own, and in fact, you're probably just going to make matters worse. So, you know, we're plenty busy here. If you don't hire us, that's just fine, but we're making this video as a service to you to make sure that you reach out to somebody who knows what they're doing, to somebody who deals with the immigration service every day, knows how to respond to requests for evidence, knows how to write a letter that is persuasive and does not damage the case, and basically knows what they're doing. You might have gotten your case this far, but you're now in a different league, and you're really going to have to make sure that you get help because you can't do it on your own. And it's a real good sign that things are in trouble when you're at a point where you're feeling like you need to send them a letter. So if you have any questions about this, if you're thinking about sending a letter to USCIS about your case, if you think that you've got it all figured out and that you're going to go ahead and send this letter, we really encourage you not to do that, and to instead give us a call at 314-961-8200, or you can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. If you like this video, please click like below, make sure that you share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to all of our social media channels, YouTube, Facebook. We also have an immigration group on Facebook called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you there. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks a lot and have a good day.